competitive powerlifter from the state of Ohio. I compete in the 275 and soon to be 264 Raw division of the USAPL. I have been a drug-free Raw lifter since I started in 2012. I started training and competing from the influence and guidance of fellow firefighter Kathy Marksteiner. She was discussing one day about how the different training aspects of powerlifting has helped her in her job, and the competitive nature and the training nature really sparked my interest because I've always actually loved lifting heavy. I've always loved training myself. I've always loved pushing my body to the upper limits of what it could be and trying to reach those different goals of, getting stronger, getting leaner, and powerlifting really fit that need because I was able to do both those things. I was able to train hard and train heavy and have goals in mind, and then be able to reach those goals on a competition day or exceed those goals on a competition day and continue to grow and push year by year. So in 2012, when I started training, I started just a very, very basic system that I got from Kathy, just as a novice, which worked out very, very well. I started adapting and growing decently into the powerlifting sport, and I took second in my first competition. I continued just a very, very basic 5x5 training until I started the RTS RPE system in the late fall. That actually did help me quite a bit to understand the different aspects of what I needed to focus on in my training. But still, like, exercise selection wasn't quite there. I was, playing with different things I was getting from different people, and I still had a hard time since then also just adjusting to what's working and what's not working. I did in 2012, I actually did win my division at the Ohio Championship, and then I was actually selected for the 2013 Ohio Invitational at the Arnold Classic. That takes place on Sunday. It's the push-pull meet of the top 25 Ohio athletes. I thought it was a great honor, and I actually was lucky enough, and I trained hard enough where I actually won first in my division that day. Later in 2013, I competed at Raw Nationals, which was my first national level meet. I was going in the hopes and the idea in mind that I was a top 10 national guy. I placed 13th, so I was actually very, very disappointed with my placement that day. My training did not go very well going into Raw Nationals, and I had to kind of step back and figure out what I needed to do. And I'm still trying to figure out what I really need to do because my lifts have started to kind of stall a little bit, and I can't seem to figure that out. I finished out 2013 by taking second in the full meet as well as the Ironman division at the Ohio Classic, or at the Ohio State Championship, and then I was selected for the 2014 Ohio Classic again. I changed more training aspects, trying to do different things, trying to pull ideas from other people, still not being able to figure out what was really working the best for me, and I took second at the Arnold that year. I recently just finished up competing at the Ohio Championship in the Ironman division, where I took first place in the push-pull. I am finishing up training currently for the Police and Fire National Championship, which goes along with the American Open here in the next 2 weeks. I'm hoping for a good outing there. I actually have not squatted in the competition for over a year now, and I'm hoping to actually see some big changes, some big numbers. For 2015, I actually have 4 meets and 4 separate goals in mind. I was selected again to compete at the Ohio Classic at the Arnold, where I want to come back and I actually want to win my push-pull division. I want to work very, very hard, get my training and nutrition dialed in, and I want to place top 5 at Raw Nationals in 2015. I want to become that upper level national competitor. I want to be in that top 5, ranked top 5 in the nation, and really be able to show that I do have the strength and I do want to be at that top place. I want to be a national level competitor. I want my training to represent that I'm a national level competitor, and I want my numbers to represent that I'm a national level competitor. And I'm, top 5 at Raw Nationals would be, an amazing accomplishment from my 13th place finish. My third competition will actually be the Ohio Championship, where I actually want to come back and win my division at the full meet as well as the Ironman. And I plan on going to the 2015 Police and Fire Nationals again, where I hope to actually then top 5, or I'm not actually really looking for a win, a national championship in police and fire. But my goals need to be met, and those are only going to be met by actually revamping my training. So this is where the strength athlete really falls into place. So the ultimate question that I face is, how do I reach these goals? How do I place top 5? How do I win a police and fire national championship? How do I regain my state championship? Well, my training and my nutrition need to be revamped completely. I've actually always been training by myself. It just fits in with the way my schedules fall with my fire department jobs, as well as now with my son. But training by myself has just always been what's actually worked out the best. But what I'm training and how I'm training aren't working as well as what they used to. Of course, you always have that when you're a beginner, everything works really, really well. But unfortunately, now going into, I've had 3 years now underneath my belt, which still isn't very, very much, but I'm not progressing like I initially was. So I need to revamp my training. And that's where I'm looking for the help from TSA. I'm looking for the coaches to be able to look at me, look at my weaknesses, look at my strengths, and get proper movement selections and exercise selections to bring up my weak areas, so that way my weak areas stop being my weak areas, my strong areas become my stronger areas, and my numbers and my totals go up. The next big thing, too, that I've always had a problem with is my nutrition. My nutrition has always been my downfall. Now, I can get very, very strong because I eat a lot, but then I'm in that realm where I eat a lot, and then I put on a lot of weight, and then I've got to try to cut before meet and hope and pray that I don't lose any of my strength from that. And especially now with the weight classes changing to the international weight classes and the 264 for myself, right now I want to drop at least 10 pounds and get to that 260 range. 1, so it gives me that buffer. 2, I want to be able to get stronger at a lighter weight and then be able to reach those goals knowing that I'm still a couple pounds underneath my weight class. So I'm not stressing about it. When I went to Raw Nationals, I was very, very stressed. I was very, very close to that 264 that year. I was going into it about a pound over, and I was stressed out. I was having a hard time eating. I didn't really sleep well, and that led into, I think, a very, very poor performance that day because I wasn't prepared, and my body wasn't prepared before the competition started at a lower weight class, so that way I could be stronger on the day of. So training needs to be revamped. Nutrition definitely needs to be hit. Meet prep, I've always kind of done I progressed into singles. I usually leave the singles at a 9. I do a meet prep day where I go through all my opening attempts, and then I usually try to throw in a deload day the week of, usually that Monday or Tuesday, and that's it. Then I'm done. And then I watch my nutrition, I watch what I'm eating, and I watch my weight throughout that week leading up to that competition. So I think meet prep needs to actually be addressed as well, so that way I'm hitting the things at the right times, in the right intervals, so that way the day of the competition I can peak correctly. This is where I really need the help from the strength athletes and the 4 coaches of the strength athletes. I want you to mold me. I want to be able to take what knowledge I have, and I want you guys to completely mold me and change me, so then that way I can become a national level competitor. So in return, what do I have to offer you guys? What can I do that would help promote you more? I currently am actually sponsored with Iron Authority, and I run my training blogs there, as well as do reviews. And I'd like to be able to push the things that you guys are doing out to Iron Authority and out to the masses that way. I'd also go through with my other sponsorship of Primo Chalk and push different ideas, push different training methodologies, push the different sciences, the things that are really, really important, to get those out to the people. So that way, not only am I benefiting, but everyone else can also be benefiting through me. And lastly, I would also like to be a shining example of what can happen to a person with proper coaching and proper nutrition advice in a year. If I could, if I'm selected and beginning 2016, I can look back and be like, wow, because of these 4 coaches, I was able to hit all my goals. I was able to lose some extra body fat and lose some weight, and I couldn't have done it without them. Those are things I want to be able to look at. Those are things I want to be able to express to people, that this is why you should go to the strength athletes, and these are the reasons why I was very, very privileged and very, very lucky and honored to be selected as an athlete. So I want to share this experience with everybody that I know currently here in Ohio, as well as put it out to everyone on my athlete page of my transitions, my progressions, how I'm changing, what I'm doing to change, why this training methodology is starting to work for me, why this nutrition is starting to get dialed in and dialed in correctly, and how that's affecting my training, and how the different sciences behind training are actually all coming together, and it's making me a better athlete. So I want to get that out. So if I am selected, and if I have the honor and privilege of being selected, I'm going to work diligently so that way you guys never look back and have a regret of picking me. Please feel free to contact me through my email address, or you can also call me any given time. I hope to hear back from you guys soon. I look forward to working with you here in the future. Thank you.